Some rituals are not meant to be performed. Some graves are not meant to be left unwatched. And some souls are not meant to be tethered. My name is Eleanor Vance, and I can no longer recite the Lord's Prayer past, "Thy will be done." In the fall of 2007, we buried my grandmother in the shadow of Briars Ridge, West Virginia. She died just after sunset. In our hollow, they say a soul who passes after dark walks a thinner line. We should have guarded that line. The violation at the funeral home was the first warning. A forced door, black chickens, spirals drawn in their blood. A wax doll laid on her chest, woven with her own hair. It wasn't vandalism. It was a signature. The dreams began that night. Not dreams, visitations. I was 17. I'd seen Nana Rose in a fog so thick it felt like burial wool. She wasn't resting. She was straining. Mouth open in a silent scream, tendons standing out on her neck like an invisible noose was tightening. Her eyes would find mine, and the plea in them was a physical ache in my chest. I'd wake with the taste of turned soil and copper on my tongue. My mother knew. She gripped my wrist at breakfast, her fingers ice. You see her too, don't you? Our shared grief had become a shared frequency, and something was broadcasting on it. The house began to breathe with her trapped panic. The tap-tap-tap of her phantom cane in the walls at 3:17 a.m., the hour she died. The smell of her magnolia perfume flooding the halls until we choked. One night, the living room piano played itself. Not a song. A single dissonant chord struck over and over until the strings snapped. Pastor Matthews came, a kind man. He anointed the doors, read psalms. But when he reached, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death," the light bulb above him didn't pop. It burst. Glass showered down. His prayer book fell open to the book of Job. A single line was underlined in brown, muddy ink. For the thing which I greatly feared has come upon me. He looked at me, and for the first time I saw not comfort in his eyes, but fear. This is older than I understood, he whispered. It's not just her. It's using her as a door. He left soon after. I never saw him again. A week later, his wife called. He was in the psychiatric ward, catatonic. They found him in the church basement, trying to scrub a symbol off the wall. A spiral, drawn in his own blood. The same spiral from the funeral home. The final message didn't appear on a wall. It appeared on my skin. I woke with my forearm burning. Scratched into the flesh, not deep enough to bleed but deep enough to scar, were words in that same spidery hand. The doll holds the knot. Your hand must untie it. Bring me the thread. Below it, a map. Briar's Ridge. Our plot. An X under the lightning-blasted oak. It wasn't a request. It was a command. I told no one. My parents' terror was a cage. This thing wanted a Vance. It would have one. The woods that twilight didn't just get quiet. They got full. Full of a watching stillness. Shadows lengthened toward me. And I heard my name, whispered from burrows in the earth, from knots in the trees. Eleanor, come untie us. I dug under the oak until my hands were raw. The lockbox came free. Inside the doll. A masterpiece of malice. Pins through its heart, its eyes, its mouth. Nana's hair. My hair. My father's wedding ring tied around its neck with a strand of my mother's hair. We were all bound to it. The air dropped 20 degrees, and she stepped from between the pines. Nana's form warped, limbs moving with a puppet's jagged grace. The face was stretched parchment skin, but the smile was a gash of profound, knowing cruelty. It was the binder. Its voice was the sound of pages tearing in a hollow place. You read my letter. Good. The doll is the knot. But the thread is your faith. Your love for her. Your fear for them. It gestured toward our house, glowing faintly in the distance. To cut one, you must give the other. A trade. Give her to me, I said, tears freezing on my cheeks. A soul for a soul is the oldest law. Break the doll and she goes free. But the thread must be anchored elsewhere. It leaned closer. The smell of magnolias now mixed with the reek of an open grave. Anchor it to yourself. Take her place in the binding, not your soul. Just your light, your certainty, the part of you that believes the morning will come. It wasn't asking for my life. It was asking for my hope. And it showed me the alternative, not a vision, but a knowing. If I refused, the binding would tighten. It would pull my parents in next. Their faces empty, smiling that terrible smile. Standing in these woods forever. This was the cost. Not a heroic sacrifice. A slow spiritual surrender. I wept. I tried to pray. But no words came, only a hollow, howling silence in my heart where God had once been. That silence was my answer. Free her, I whispered. Speak the covenant. I take her place. I anchor the thread. The words tasted of ash. I reached into the box. The doll was agonizingly cold. As my fingers closed around it, I felt two things at once. The crumble of wax in my grip, and a terrifying unclenching in my own chest. As if a vital inner knot of warmth and certainty had come permanently undone. The doll shattered. From the thing wearing Nana, a wail of fury and release tore through the woods. And for one merciful second, I saw her. My real Nana, transparent, free. Her hand over her heart. She looked at me with infinite sorrow, her mouth forming the words, "I'm sorry. Oh, my girl, I'm so sorry." Then she was gone. The binder's form shuddered, the stolen flesh dissolving like mist. But before it vanished, it focused its multitude of eyes on me. The gash smile widened. The covenant is sealed. You are the new anchor. Not to a doll, to the earth itself. Feel your roots grow, Eleanor Vance. It was gone. I fell to my knees, empty. I had won. Nana was free. My parents were safe. I had lost. The walk home was a walk through a grayscale world. Colors muted. Sounds flat. The comforting, innate sense that the universe had order, a loving presence. Gone. Snuffed out. In its place, a static, neutral emptiness. My parents rushed to me, crying, hugging me, saying the heaviness had lifted. The house was warm again. They saw my bloody hands, my hollow eyes, and assumed I'd fought a monster and won. I let them believe it. Their joy was a knife in my new emptiness. The letters come as promised. No postmark. On paper that feels like dried moss. The first said, "Your certainty made delicious thread." The last said, "Pastor Matthews asked the wrong questions. Now he serves as a cautionary footnote. Do not become an appendix, Eleanor." And at night, I don't dream anymore. I lie awake. And in the silence, I feel it. A subtle, subterranean pull. A gentle, inexorable tugging from deep below the house. As if my soul is a tree, and something has grafted its roots to mine. I am anchored. I am keeping something else out by being its tether. A living ward. A human lock. Sometimes in the mirror, if I look too quickly, I don't see my reflection. I see the faint, phantom impression of that gash smile on my own face. It is learning me. And I am learning the terrifying, quiet truth. Some victories are just slower ways to be consumed. This is not a ghost story. It is a ledger. The most profound evil does not always lose. It negotiates. It barters in currencies of the soul. It accepts your victory and itemizes the cost. If you ever face a thing that knows your name, if it offers you a trade. If the price is something you cannot see but have always felt. Remember the weight of an anchor. Remember the taste of empty victory. Some covenants do not end. They simply transfer deed. May your prayers not be heard by the wrong things. May your sacrifices be your own. Good night.